ladies and gentlemen, you know what? The Democrats has don't want to talk about reparations at all. And we've been voting for Democrats for years. And this is the things we get. So, as they say, no reparations, no vote. And this article comes from The Hill. It says, Senate Democrats wish talk on reparations will go away. Senate Democrats are not fans of legislation on reparations for slavery, which has become a hot topic in the 2020 presidential campaign. Democrats lawmakers acknowledge that slavery is a terrible stain on the nation's history, that African Americans were subjected to unjust and racial laws for decades after abolition. But the question of figuring out who should pay for economic harm accrued over hundreds of years is a political landmine. Senator Dianne Feinstein, the senior Democrat on the Judiciary Committee, said she understands why some thought leaders such as author Ta-Nehisi Coates are calling for reparations, but warning the issue is divisive. Quote, I understand why. I also understand the wound that it opens and the trials and tribulations it's going to bring about. Some things are just better left alone. I think that's one of those things, she says. I'm going to stop you right there. Did y'all feel the same way when the Jews Jews want reparations? Did y'all feel the same way if the Native Americans want reparations? Did y'all feel the same way if the Japanese Americans want reparations? No, y'all don't. So now, since basically you don't want us to have reparations for after 500 years, it is not just before and after the Civil War, it's the Civil Rights Movement and beyond. And we've been dealing with the same situation today. So this is ridiculous. And continue said this is a major blemish on American democracy that has lasted over 100 years now, she said, of slavery and discriminatory laws that followed the Civil War. It's not going to change, and we have to learn from it, and I think we have. No, we haven't, because if we had, we still wouldn't go through these things today. See how they lie, ladies and gentlemen? They lie, trying to cover their own butt so they can want to talk about reparations. But all these stuff is happening today. The unarmed black men and women being murdered by police, it happens today. The lynchings, claiming it was quote unquote suicide, it happens today. So to sit here and say that we learn from it, and I think we have, is lies. And continue on, it says some Democrats, major Democrats, don't want to talk about whether reparations should be considered. No comment, said Senator Jack Reed, who punctuated his answers with a sleight of his hand. Senator Ron Wyden said he was too, quote unquote, too busy to weigh in on one complex topic. So they is shying away from this issue. But yet, they want our votes to beat Donald Trump in 2020. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We should stay at home and say, like I said before, if you don't support reparations, then you don't deserve our vote, period. And I'm going to continue on and say I can't deal with a big issue when I'm on the fly, he said, as he hustled to a meeting in the Capitol. And the list, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop right there. The list goes on and on and on. See, they trying to distance themselves and sideswipe the issue because they know that this is a major issue. And guess what? Later on, they need the black vote to beat Donald Trump on 2020. But you know what? After this, guess what's going to happen? Since they don't want to talk about reparations, okay, then what's going to happen was y'all don't really need the black vote to beat Donald Trump, huh? Which y'all really do, but realistically y'all don't. So it's going to backfire in their faces with a lot of blacks, with a lot of lower turnout in 2020, all because you decided not to talk about reparations. And then, they're not going to do anything anyway. I think Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee wants to, quote unquote, have a study of reparations. So realistically, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats ain't doing nothing for us. The Republicans really definitely ain't doing nothing for us. So guess what's going to happen? Since you guys refuse to talk about reparations or refuse to even have a vote on reparations, guess what's gonna happen? 2020 elections is coming up, and I wouldn't even be surprised that none of us, not all, especially the ADOS, will not even turn out to vote on one of y'all candidates. We'd rather sit at home, and some might vote for Trump again. Some might, to send a message to you guys that this is wrong. This is the big mistake for not even considering reparations. So leave a comment, tell me what you think, like, click subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions In signing off. Deuces.